Hi class, so today we're going to be learning the Make 60 approach in regards to time. Okay, so the word problem that we're going to be looking at is, suppose that it is 1:15 p.m. How many minutes would it take to be until it is 3 p.m.? Okay, so we're looking how many minutes it will take us to get from 1:15 to 3 p.m. Those are our main words, right? So if you have that problem, we're looking for minutes, not seconds. You would go ahead and just highlight those main components of the problem, right? Okay, so 1:15 to 3. So in the Make 60 approach, we're trying to make 60, right? So we know that in 1 hour, that each of these little dashes right here is a minute, right? And there are 60 of these little dashes on the clock to make 1 hour, right? This little shorthand, we know that is our hour hand, and this long one is our minute hand. So we are at 1:15 on this clock. So on the first step that we will end up doing is we need to see how many minutes it will take us to get to that next whole hour, which would be, we go from 1 to 2, right? So we need to know how many minutes it will take us to make a full 60 minutes, from 1 to 2 if we're already at 1:15, right? So like I said, we know that each of these little dashes right here is 1 minute. So if we wanted to, we could go ahead. We know that there's 5 from 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So in between each of the big numbers, those are 5 minutes sectors, right? So we can go 5. Let me go ahead and highlight this while we go along. Okay, so we can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. And we stop at the 12 because we know that that's where we start again, right? We start our next hour when the hour hand is at 12 and the minute hand is at, when the hour hand is at the big number, that the time that we're at, and the minute hand is at the 12, correct? So this minute hand is going to go all the way around the part that we just highlighted and end up at the 12 to make 60. So in that we counted 45. So that means that it takes 45 to get to 2. Okay? So now we're just going from 2, our hour hands here, and our minutes hands there, right? And that's where we were going. We were going from, we were taking our minute hand from here all the way to the 12. That's where it ended up, right? So we're here. So now it's really easy. Now we just need to figure out how many minutes there are between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m., right? So that's an even number basically. So basically we know we're just moving up 1 hour. So 1 hour equals 60 minutes. We know this. So we just add that hour, right? So it ends up that our minute hand went around all the way, and our hour hand just moved up 1. Moved up from 2 to 3. Okay? So right here, using the Make 60 approach, we can calculate that it takes 45 minutes to get to the 2, and we did that on this one. We counted all of these right here, 5, 10, 15, and went all the way to 2. So we know that it was 45 minutes, right? And on the next one, all we did, we added another hour or 60 minutes to make it 2 p.m. So basically, our minute hand went around complete circle. It went around all of that 60 minutes, and that minute hand ended back up at 12. and our hour hand dropped down to 3. Okay? So that is the steps that we took. So what we end up with is it will be 45 plus 60 equals 105 minutes. So it's 45 minutes plus 60 minutes or 105 minutes. So it was asking for the minutes, right? So our total is 105 minutes. And we found that by using the Make 60 approach. Now, if we want to take it a step further into our lesson tomorrow, just an example, we will be learning the community property of addition. So the community property of addition states that the add-ins in the equation are able to be switched around to acquire the same sum. So even if we said 60 plus 45, if we switch these two numbers around, it still equals 45. So if I wanted to go ahead in my equation and I wanted to go backwards and I wanted to say it is 3 p.m. now. Let's move back to 1:15. How many minutes would I go back to get back to 1:15? I could do that same thing and it would be considered the community property of addition because either way you add these add-ins, you'll still get 105. It's 105 minutes to get from 3 to 1:15 or 1:15 to 3. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this lesson and I hope you've learned a bunch. Y'all have a great day.